It's the most famous mistake in movie history, a moment so iconic it's practically Star Wars legend. The scene is simple. A squad of stormtroopers rushes into a control room, but look closely at the right. Clonk. One unlucky trooper bangs his helmet right on the door. It was a complete accident. George Lucas eventually added a thunk sound effect in later editions to highlight the error. Instead of cutting it, Lucas embraced it, turning a blooper into a beloved part of the film's charm. But for decades, one big question remained: who was the man behind the helmet? Enter Laurie Good. For the film's 40th anniversary, he finally shared his side of the story. Turns out, he was suffering from an upset stomach that day and had been back and forth to the bathroom. By the fourth take, he was distracted by discomfort. As he shuffled through the door, disaster struck. He called it a scuffed bash. He didn't think he was in frame, so he just kept going. Since no one yelled cut, the mistake was preserved forever in cinematic history. Actor Michael Leader also claimed the role for years, leading to a long-standing fan debate. The mystery even inspired a documentary called The Empire Strikes Door, featuring polygraph tests. So why keep such a glaring mistake? Well, 1977 was a chaotic time for George Lucas. The costumes were notoriously difficult. The helmets were hard to see out of, with vision like a mail slot. Producer Gary Kurtz later admitted they knew about the bump, but it was simply the best take they had. With tight budgets and a brutal schedule, they simply didn't have time for endless retakes. That human error made the massive, cold Death Star feel just a little bit more real and relatable. Decades later, Star Wars writers decided to make the clumsy trooper part of the official story. In the book, From a Certain Point of View, we meet TD-110, the trooper who hit his head. The story reveals he had a headache caused by Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi mind trick on Tatooine. By the time he reached the control room, his head was pounding so hard he missed the door clearance. It's a brilliant way to turn a production mistake into a canonical narrative moment. Fans love it. The bump isn't alone. Mark Hamill once shouted "Carrie" instead of Leia after the final battle. These imperfections are what make the original trilogy feel so grounded. It wasn't just CGI. Next time you watch A New Hope, look for TD-110 on the right. Thanks for watching.